I know this looks confusing, but I'm going to try and walk you through it best I can. This is a coal hopper that you're going to load coal through here, and then this gets stored in this storage box. This storage box, it sort of ties in to the turbines, which is part of it. So that was just something I wanted to show you before because it's interesting and it's a part of the update. But the next thing is, when you've got the box, you want to put a box on top of this firebox. Now, to use the firebox, we need to have a coal storage crate, one of these guys, above it, and this is draining into it slowly. Now, currently I have a constant on signal set to the ignition of this firebox, because obviously this is just for testing. And we've got these things here. Now, this is a air in, this one right here. It's just the same as a normal engine. And then this one's an exhaust, exact same as normal. And now, here's the interesting bit. Now, because it's a steam turbine, we're powering it by steam, which is water. And I'm interested to see, is somebody going to use the cooling of a diesel engine to power a steam turbine? Now, I think that's a definite possibility. However, here's what's happening. So we've got our cooling here, and these are going straight into this steam boiler. We've got this steam, which is at 166. Now, there's a good reason for this. The steam is coming out of here, and it's trying to get into the steam turbine, but I have this thing here. It's a fluid variable valve. Now, this fluid variable valve is set to not let anything through unless there is a build-up, because what's happening, just like, say with a helicopter, for example, so you can visualize this, a helicopter, to be able to take off, has got to spin up. Now, spinning up takes maybe a minute. Oh, it should at least. It doesn't really in this game, but it takes maybe a minute to spin a helicopter up, starting from absolutely stationary to helicopter blades spinning really quickly. And it's the same thing that's happening inside this boiler. And eventually, we're going to have 166 steam. I don't know why it's that number, but it is. 166 steam inside the boiler. And what we're going to do is we're going to release it. Now, if you do the other way of just releasing it always, the engine's not going to work, basically. It just won't work. So what we're going to do is we're going to let it build up, which is what it's done already, to 166. We're going to go down here, and this throttle lever is hooked to this variable valve. And all we're going to do is we're simply going to let out the steam. And as you see, the steam is decreasing, and we're going into the turbine, and you'll see the propeller on the end has actually started, and it's getting faster, which is absolutely brilliant. Now that's about it. Now there's a couple of things I want to mention, just because they're quite important. Now this one here, this is a fluid on or off valve, and this is a threshold gate. Now if the steam pressure goes above 8, then I believe the engine is set to shut down and cease to be working. When we have this here, this basically allows, engine's not going to have any problems. Any excess stuff is just going to go through this pipe, and it's going to go back over to the steam condenser, which I'm going to show you how that works in a sec. The steam condenser is essentially a radiator. I mean, obviously it's not if you know about this sort of stuff, but if you're looking at it from a newbie's perspective like me, then, you know, it's a radiator, basically. So yeah, big radiator, and that's just sucking all the bad stuff and making it good stuff. These ones here, these are just for your dials. You've got your pressure, your temperature, and your fluid volume. And over here you've got the fluid volume and temperature for the condenser. Over here just got a constant on signal for our pumps and our boiler. And the same thing for the boiler, we've got temperature and coal. These are the settings you need on the threshold gate. And now these are mandatory. I don't know why, but these are mandatory. If you don't want your engines to explode, you have to have one of these, which is very, very poor. If you're a new player, you're going to have no idea how to do this without watching a tutorial. It may seem complex. I would suggest watching this video maybe twice or even 3 times if you don't understand it, and just having a go yourself, because that's the problem with this game, is nothing's told. Like, you're not told anything. You're expected to go on YouTube and watch these videos and try for yourself, which in a way is kind of good. It's good for the community because the YouTubers get the support. It's good for you because you're kind of doing things independently. But then again, it's really bad because then none of the players know nothing about what's happening. They don't have a clue. Thanks again all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.